Roger Sombrero, the gringo, sing flows, yes, the cockazoid. Kill Agnes with a glance from the pupil of annoyed. A mic stored in underwear drawers of my dresser. Rhymes from True God, yours is child of Melissa. A lowercase G hanging under the bar. My G's above and beyond and shining bright from afar like North Star.
Welcome in to NSports, Day 3 here from UCLA. All together here. My name is Chris Sylvester, your co-host today.
Blake Devine.
Our new guy, Blake Devine. Just picked him up. He's going to be co-hosting, kind of starting to break him in here. I want to give a shout-out to our studio manager, KJ. He's working late tonight just to make the show possible. So he's starting to doze off there. So shout-out to him. And we're going to start off in the MLB. And before we do that, we're going to bring in from New York, the new national sports correspondent, MLB section, Miles Walker. Miles, welcome to the show.
Why, thank you, guys.
All right, well, Miles, you're a New York guy. We're going to get to Alex Rodriguez and the Yankees in just a second. Not really going to talk biogenesis, kind of just going to talk his return to the lineup and its effect on the team. Mm-hmm. But let's start with the hottest team, unarguably, in baseball, the Atlanta Braves, now 69-45 on the season. They've won 12 in a row after beating Washington 2-1 tonight. Are the Braves the best team in the MLB? Let's start with my co-host, Blake.
Yeah, I mean, they are playing definitely up on that same level with the Dodgers in the National League. Another great performance tonight. Evan Gattis hit his 2-run single, and the Brave edged Bryce Harper, who was 2 for 4 with a home run, and they went on to win their 12 straight games. So you could make the argument that they're playing like the top team in Major League Baseball right now. So I'm definitely for that argument.
All right, Miles, where do you think the Braves rank amongst best teams in the MLB at the moment?
You got to put them near the top right now. I mean, you won 12 straight, 69-45. They probably have one of the top records in baseball. I don't see how you can argue against that. Only the teams that even have a record close to that, I think, are the Red Sox. I think they're a game back of them, and the Pirates. But right now, the Braves are playing such a great baseball. I think right now they're the team to beat.
Yeah, I got to agree with you there. I mean, but do you guys think they have the pitching once they get to the postseason? Do you think they have the pitching, the bullpen depth, and I think there's without a question they have the offense. But do you think the pitching and bullpen depth is enough to get them to the World Series?
Oh, without a doubt. Look at their pitching rotation. Mike Minor, Alex Wood, Julio Teheran. They have some really good pitchers in there, man. They have one of the best ERAs in the bigs. They definitely have the pitching for it right now. That's all I got to say.
Yeah, I think their pitching has proven themselves to be very reliable. I mean, they have the biggest lead in baseball right now, 4.5 games up on the Nationals, and that is just proving 14.5 games. My mistake there. Quite a difference. But you can see by the way they are playing and how large their lead is getting in the NL East that their pitching staff is doing a solid job day in and night out.
Yeah, basically. Real quick before we move to the Los Angeles Dodgers, who got their 15-game road streak snapped today by the St. Louis Cardinals in St. Louis. Tim Hudson went down with a gruesome injury about a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago. Eric Young stepping on his foot in New York. He fractured his foot. He's out for the season. He was really leading the staff. He's the veteran guy here. How much does that hurt them, and how much do the younger guys like Minor and Teheran and Wood have to step up in the rotation for the Braves to keep this momentum rolling?
It hurts a lot. I mean, somebody with the experience of Tim Hudson, he's been there, he's done that. It always hurts to lose someone like that. So now we have to get someone to step up in the rotation, one of the older guys, maybe like Mahalan. We got to get one of those better pitchings out there right now, because if they don't get someone to step up, you never know. They may slide soon.
Yeah, but, I mean, you got to feel comfortable with that 14.5 game.
You got to feel comfortable, but
I mean, Nationals young team.
You never know.
Team. They did it last year.
It could be the hottest.
Yeah, I mean,
it could be the coldest.
Yeah, look at the Red Sox from a few years ago. I mean, you never know when those teams can slide.
It's hard to talk about that, isn't it, Blake?
Oh, it's a touchy subject, to say the least. But definitely, I mean, you just got to keep on playing as hard as you can for every game, and hopefully, the way they've been playing, they can keep it up.
Yeah, I mean, 12 in a row for Atlanta. They go for 13 tomorrow and a sweep of the Washington Nationals tomorrow on top of it. All right, LA Dodgers now. They sent Clayton Kershaw to the hill tonight and fell to the hands of the wild card leading St. Louis Cardinals. They won 15 straight on the road, which is absolutely impressive, without a doubt. They're 62-50 now on the season after that very slow start. Despite the slip up tonight, Dodgers still a hot team. Dodgers look like they cannot be stopped. Can the Dodgers be stopped? Are they going to run away with the West as it's looking like they are? Or, I mean, what direction is this team going to go in as we hit the stretch run in the MLB season?
I think if they even keep this play right up, they're not going to have any trouble winning the NL West. Think about it. The only team that's even close to them right now are the Arizona Diamondbacks. And they don't compete with their offense in any way. They don't have the pitching depth that they do. I mean, look at the Diamondbacks. All they have is Patrick Corbin. Look at the Dodgers. Billingsley, Kershaw, even Greinke.
Billingsley's on the DL.
Billingsley.
I mean, that is true.
Ryu's been really big for them, the lefty from Korea that they picked up. So I was just going to get to that. I mean, the record isn't as shabby as the Cardinals, as the Braves.
Well, you got the slow start.
As the Pirates. And you got to factor in that slow start. But
the hottest team in baseball over the last 39 games, aren't they? On like 32-8, I think.
Yeah,
32 out of 38. Yeah.
But I mean, you look down the lineup: Carl Crawford, Mark Ellis, Adrian Gonzalez, Yasiel Puig, Andre Ethier, Hanley Ramirez, AJ Ellis, Matt Kemp, and Andre Ethier.
Matt Kemp coming off the DL.
Yeah, he's going to come up. I mean, and then you look at the rotation, like you said, Clayton Kershaw, probably the best pitcher in the MLB right now. It can be argued against, who knows.
The record's not there, but
Ricky Nolasco they added at the trade deadline. Zach Greinke, Hyun-Shin Ryu, Chris Capuano. I mean, just the names alone, you got to think this team has a shot at getting to a World Series.
And honestly, you don't even have to have that great of a record to maybe win the NL West.
Yeah.
I mean, you think about it, the Diamondbacks, where they, I believe, they're like one game above 500 right now.
Mm-hmm.
When you look at
last night.
when you look at their record, you look at like records in the NL Central, maybe in the AL East. I mean, you kind of need to have a really good record for that, but you don't really need to have like a record like 30 games or 500 to win the NL West.
No,
you don't need that.
Yeah, it's always been a tight division like that, and we'll see if the Dodgers can keep it up. Miles, I know you're a New York guy. Yankees fell at Chicago tonight.
It's tough
They've been contending all year without their superstars. They got A-Rod back despite everything going off the field. We're not really going to touch too much on that because we have a lot in the last two nights here. They get Curtis Granderson back as well. They acquire Alfonso Soriano. I mean, and on top of that, you have Ichiro Suzuki, Lyle Overbay, Robinson Cano still. I mean, this team is going in the wrong direction. Well, why are they going in the wrong? Is it the pitching? I mean, what's going on with the Yankees? I mean, they're getting these guys back. Shouldn't they be getting better?
It's simple. They're not scoring runs right now. In the last 5 games, they have not even scored above 3 runs. You can't win baseball games like that. You're not be able to consistently win like that. That's why they're 6-13 in the last 19 games. That's why they're losing to teams like the Chicago White Sox, who are 20 games under 500. I mean, if you want to be a playoff team, you can't be losing to teams like that. They've already lost the series. It's a 3-2. They've already lost the first 2. You can't be losing those types of games. These are the games you need to win.
And you can almost say that the Yankees are somewhat out of it for the East. The only hope they have is one of those 2 wild card spots.
And they're starting to slide out the wild card too. They're 6 games out of it right now. I mean, before they were neck and neck with the Orioles and the Rays, and now they continue to slide. It's not looking too good for them right now. It hurts to say that. It really hurts to say that.
Yeah, it must, because obviously the Yankees, the most winningest organization in MLB history.
You're dear to my heart, man.
27 championship rings. We know all about it. It's tough to see them, not succeed. But they got Alex Rodriguez back. He was given a suspension that's supposed to start Thursday for 211 games, the rest of this season, all of next season. He's appealing right now. How long do you think A-Rod's going to get to play before the MLB says, hey, you know what, that's enough, you're suspended?
I think they'll let him keep playing until the suspension actually starts. I don't think they really care, because they already feel that they've given him enough of a punishment. I don't think they're going to stop him from playing tomorrow.
No, I'm not really saying that. I'm saying the appeal that he has. Do you think he's gonna give up the appeal? Or, I mean, obviously they're gonna go to court. They're gonna get this whole mess, try to work it out. But I mean, how long do you expect A-Rod to be in the Yankees lineup before they come to a settlement? Because A-Rod's gonna get suspended. He's gonna have to miss.
He's gonna have any leeway with this.
You don't think?
Nothing. I don't think the MLB has any remorse for everything that A-Rod's done. I'm sorry, coming from a Yankee fan. I have to support them with this one. I think that's what needs to happen.
Yeah, it's tough going in New York for the Yankees right now.
I mean, you could make the argument. I mean, I have an opinion on this. They've just spent so much money on their contracts, and these players are kind of
They're
aging
getting
out,
old,
getting
yeah.
out of their prime, and they're coming back with some players who have. They're coming back with some players like Alfonso Soriano, who's definitely out of his prime right now, but he has a lofty contract. So you could say they've hurt their chances by acquiring or taking on these giant contracts to these players who are no longer in their prime. And it's definitely shown this year.
Well, the Yankees try to get it figured out. They, like Miles said, 6 games now out of the wild card. Got to get this whole Alex Rodriguez situation situated out, and we're going to see if the Yankees can make a late season run and try to get into the postseason. Miles, thanks very much for coming on the show for the MLB segment. We hope to have you back tomorrow night or the night after that. We still got 2 more nights here at the NSports official kind of gathering, I guess you want to call
Anytime,
it.
Chris. Thanks for having me.
Hey, thanks a lot, Miles. So that was Miles Walker,
New York native.
New York native. Our MLB analyst for the night. When we get back, we'll talk some college football. And at this time of year, we're talking previews, we're talking predictions, more Johnny Manziel news. It's a broken record. We sound like broken records. We're tired of talking about Johnny Manziel, but news keeps coming out by the day. Coming up next, a broker today said that Johnny Manziel was paid $7,500.
Just another story to add
for
to
an
this
autograph
universe.
back.
I mean, you could write a book.
You could
on
write
this
a book
stuff.
on all the stuff that's gone on with Manziel in the offseason.
Crazy.
NS Sports Day 3 in the books. We'll be right back here on Spreaker.com.
So we're going to welcome you back in to talk some college football with our expertise here. I'm Blake Devine, and we're going to go with our buddy here from Corvallis, Oregon,
Nick Spadafora.
Yeah, so
Nick, welcome into the show. College football. I know you're an SEC expert. You follow LSU very closely. Well, today, I mean, like I said before we went to break, I hate talking about Johnny Manziel as people hate hearing about him. It's kind of turning into the New York Jets last summer. You remember how much coverage they got?
Yeah, I do.
4-12, right? Yeah.
All
Anyways,
5 or 7 segments. on
news broke
ESPN.
today that an East Coast autograph broker told ESPN, I'm not going to lie, we're not going to say they told National Sports because they didn't. They told ESPN today that Johnny Manziel was paid $7,500 freaking dollars for a 300 mini and full-sized helmet set back in January.
This is pocket change to Johnny Manziel. This is, family gonna have a fun night, fun week, okay? His family is filthy freaking rich. Old Texas oil money. Why the hell does he need this? Hey, Mom, give me a couple bucks, and that's what he gets. It's just...
Well, I
don't know
mean,
why he does this.
we saw this happen in somewhat of a situation, I think, back with the Ohio State, Terrell Pryor and a couple other guys
Right.
traded tattoos,
cars, yeah.
whatever. You saw how hard the NCAA came down on them in Ohio State. I mean, we're getting more information. We're gonna know a lot more that the more comes out. Information's literally coming out by the second. Like, I could go on Twitter right now, press the refresh button, and who knows? Johnny Manziel could be suspended for the whole season. Who knows? Honestly. But when do you expect the NCAA to come out and say something about this, or
When there's
do
definitive
something about
evidence.
this?
When they have definitive evidence on what he did, is it true? and then they go to their committees. They see, what they did in previous cases, what they'll do in this case. So, when will it come out? I say next 2 weeks it'll come out, if it comes out. But
Yeah, definitely agreed there. I just have to add that, Johnny Manziel, if you just go into the summer without knowing anything, you just expected him to be a lot. You'd hold her to a higher self, and he just really is disappointed. All the Texas A&M fans, anybody that really idolizes Johnny Manziel.
all his football fans.
Yeah, just in general, just all this stuff coming out.
He's disappointed all those guys who voted for him for the Heisman.
Yeah.
Which he has taken the fame and shoved it in there.
Yeah, and he could be suspended for all we know.
Yeah.
That could be
That'd be a huge
result.
blow because we've been talking about it all week. Texas A&M, let's not shy away from it. They're looking square in the face. Not exactly. I shouldn't say that.
They control what they have in the West.
They control what they have in the SEC West, and I don't think it's a secret that their goal this year is to win a national championship and not exactly be satisfied with anything less. Am I accurate with saying that statement?
Oh, yes. Manny Manziel had a tweet the other day. Double digits in the win columns and championships are what matter. So, you got a lot of returners. You got Swoop coming back. He's his main target, right? The famous catch wide open middle of the zone against Alabama. So, can I repeat that in College Station? I don't know. Going to Baton Rouge.
And we have to, like we've been saying, we have to see how this whole NCAA situation comes out.
Right. He won't even be playing quarterback.
It's August 6th, and we're less than a month away from kickoff. We're getting close to 3 weeks away from kickoff. So obviously that game's not until week 3. But you got to think that the NCAA is going to at least come out and say something, if not do something about this before.
And you got them. This is adding a lot of distractions to Texas A&M, the entire football team. They're trying to just go through their practice. They're trying to get prepared for the season, a tough SEC schedule, And this is just a lot of distraction, a lot of setbacks that they don't need.
What do you think, Kevin Sumlin? He came over from Houston after having that great season with Case Keenum in his senior year.
Right.
Of course, he has that fantastic season, wins the Cotton Bowl last year.
He's a good coach.
Yeah. How do you think he's handling this right now? Obviously, we don't know because we're not at practice day to day. We're not in the locker room. But if you were Kevin Sumlin, how are you trying to just kind of take the distraction out of the way and keep the focus on week 1?
Well, I don't know how you do that. It's difficult. All those players are on social media. Everyone's Johnny's at practice.
They're kids.
Most of them are in 21, right?
Right.
So 18, 19, 20, 21. And so basically he has team meetings every day. They say, shut up pretty much. Don't talk about this stuff. Don't go out. And, all the players got to be asking Johnny the same questions during the drill and stuff like, what the hell did you actually do this? Why would you put our disease on line like that?
I'm sure some of the
they
veteran
have questions
guys,
too.
let's not forget this kid's just coming off of his freshman season.
Right.
Redshirt freshman. He's about to be a junior technically, I guess, academic-wise, if you want to call it that. But
more maturity. Should be.
Yeah.
You could make the argument that he's at a junior. He should be like a junior, and be acting more mature.
I think us high school students, we're not trying to shy away from the fact that we're high school students, right?
Right.
I think some of us here in the National Sports Lounge, right? We can call it. We're broadcasting from here. Are kind of more mature than this. Johnny Manziel. Let's not shy away from saying this, even though he's probably listening, right?
Hopefully.
Shout
out Nick Balfour. Thinks you're a dumbass.
You got to think that, you got to get it through your head, John. You got to think some of the veteran guys on the Texas A&M squad are kind of
pulling them aside.
Come on, man. This might be our only shot to win a national championship because it's rumored that Johnny Manziel is jetting to the NFL after his sophomore season.
Yeah. Right.
This
is where Coach comes in. This is where Coach comes into play with his family and everything. Says you got to shape up. But you got to do this before the Heisman. When that fame starts, when he wins the Heisman, you got to be having these conversations, not after he's got caught, after he's on all this trouble.
Yeah. Can I just make a point here? Recent report in Sports Illustrated, which I read, stated that Manziel's father thought the university had done just a terrible job of kind of protecting his son. And I don't know if he's directing that criticism towards the coach or administration, but he just says the whole school of Texas A&M has just done kind of a terrible job at managing Manziel and kind of keeping track
I
of
think
him.
that's quite frankly stupid of him to come out and say that, because this is a school that's given your son an opportunity to start as a freshman
Right.
in the ever so difficult SEC.
Yeah.
This is a school that has his back. But, I mean, if you go out and do stupid stuff like party and drink all the time and, you're the Heisman winner. You got to catch on. People are going to catch on. I mean, when is this guy going to learn? I mean, it's mistake after mistake, and it keeps coming out for Johnny Manziel.
I mean, yeah, you just got to – there has to be a point when you turn it around and realize that you have made a mistake. I mean, he obviously comes out – he doesn't really say he's sorry, but
yeah, he
comes out and he says,
right
"Hey guys, I'm only 21 years old, or is he 20?
20.
20.
Not even 20.
Yeah. Well, he says he's 20 years old, and people have to respect him. Obviously, you do, but there has to be a point where you make a mistake and you change it around and turn it into a positive. And I just haven't seen that personally for myself, and I don't know when that's going to happen.
As an LSU fan, this kind of reminds me a little bit. Tyrann Mathieu, getting caught several times.
Same time last year.
Smoking weed his freshman year. He's, he fails drug tests. They tell him shape up. He does for a little bit, but then after that, it's just back to same old. He didn't change at all, and that's a shame because he had a lot of talent, and he wasted a lot of talent. He, possibly national championship. All I'm saying is, I hope Johnny takes care of this because he is a great player. And it's really fun watching him play, and I hope he doesn't.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. I mean, I became a fan of his watching his last season, but it's kind of going to be hard to root for him in the same way, knowing the person he is off the field. I mean, you can't really do that too much with players, but I mean, they're human beings. Johnny Manziel is a college student, and I mean, this is a guy who's already taken online classes, and I think his parents want Texas A&M, they want him to be treated like a superstar. Well, where's the equality in that?
Right.
Yeah.
Just holding him to a higher standard. And obviously the talent is there, but it's a team sport. You need to respect your players around you and accomplish the overall dream, which is a national title. And it's not all about you and your individual. Obviously, being a Heisman winner, you're held to a higher standard. But
as a freshman.
Yeah, but also you have to be a team leader. You have to show the young guys what's up. And obviously, he's just setting a bad standard.
And this is also why people were questioning giving the Heisman to a freshman. Can he handle it? Can he?
I think, and it's still early. It hasn't. Right. It's been 9 months since the announcement of the Heisman.
And he's not handled it well.
He's not handled it well at all. And I think some of the writers, unfortunately, are going to take that into consideration next time we have a freshman phenom. Nick, thanks so much for coming on and talking college football with us.
No problem.
That's Nick Spatafora. He's also new here to National Sports. He will be here all week. Next, we have what do we got next, fellas?
NFL?
We got NFL. KJ, what do we got next? Studio.
I don't give a shit.
We got an exciting show. That's
that's our studio manager. He's it's been a late night. It's been a rough night here at the studio, but finally getting the show in here late at night. So when we get back, we will be talking Riley Cooper back at Eagles camp, and we will be talking playoff picture. I mean, we're talking some
little predictions,
previews and predictions with Cameron Sadeghi and a couple of other special guests. And then later in the show, we'll talk about the new NBA schedule that was just released today, along with your nightly rant with the Seattle Seahawks and the San Francisco 49ers. So
this one's going to be a good one.
Yeah,
so stay tuned.
We're just getting started here on NS Sports Day 3. Stay with us here on Spreaker.com.
We are back here on National Sports Day 3 on Cameron's Day. You probably heard my voice a million times, but that's okay. You're going to hear it again. Here I'm going to introduce two new people that you haven't heard so far here. Let's go first. I want you guys to introduce yourself before we head on to the NFL topics.
I'm Noah Taborda. It's my first time on NFL. I did NBA the past 2 days.
I'm Jake Lake. This is my first time on National Sports. I'm excited to be here. I'm from LA and always will be.
Okay, let's get right to it. Riley Cooper excused. He returns to practice. What is your immediate reaction when you hear that, guys?
You know, Riley Cooper, he's obviously got some issues, and he's got some friendships that he has to mend. I don't know if anybody's going to really respect him, but he's got a target on his head, and I really think he has to watch himself and make sure he doesn't do anything stupid again.
No sympathy for Riley Cooper. The fact that it's the 21st century, people still speaking like this and saying things like this, especially in public places, especially when you are in the spotlight as an athlete, it's just stupid. It's wrong, and these guys need to learn how to watch their mouth and know what they're saying. It's an idiotic thing to do, and we're still doing it.
Okay, and let me share my thoughts really quick on this because I don't want to keep dwelling on this. Riley, it's just a stupid situation. But Riley Cooper, he's going to be the target at every single stadium, even in Philly. Philly won't be receptive of what he did and his actions. And he's going to be the target of all cornerbacks, and they're going to take some cheap shots at him and try to get in his head. He better watch out. He better stay mentally tough in those situations, or else it could hurt his team. Let's actually move on to NFL divisions. Here, again, it's the preseason. I know people are saying, oh, you don't have to make a Super Bowl prediction, but we will a little later. Let's start with the AFC. I want to start with the AFC East. You got the Jets, the Patriots, Bills, and the Dolphins. The Patriots, they've won this division 9 out of 10 times. They are clearly they've been an elite team in the NFL. I have to say here that the Patriots are the clear front runner, but what do you guys think?
You know, I think it's one of the weakest divisions in football. You look at the Bills, they just never seem to find success. The Dolphins, you know, sometimes you think, oh, they could be good. They sign these free agents, but it never seems to work for them. And the Jets, I mean, they're the Jets. 2 AFC championships in a row, and now they just can't seem to win. I think the Patriots should definitely take this division pretty handily.
Yeah, AFC East, the Jets are pretty much a joke. The Bills still need to develop C.J. Spiller, but until then, you can't really handle them seriously. So you got the Dolphins and you got the Patriots. And I think it's going to be a good year for Ryan Tannehill. I'm excited for him. I'm really pumped to see what he can do. But this is the Patriots division, and I'm ready to make this 10 out of 11. It has to be the Patriots there in the playoffs.
Okay, I think the Patriots are really they've done a great job establishing themselves, the great head coach and quarterback. The Dolphins, I think, will have a lot of success, but I think they'll only make the wild. I mean, I think they'll make the wild card. I don't think